50,000 soldiers, 12,000 servants, 80 camels, each one carrying over 300 pounds of pure gold dust. This man crosses the Sahara Desert, not to conquer anyone, not to escape anything, just to go to church. And on the way, he hands out so much gold that he breaks the Egyptian economy. Prices collapse. Merchants go bankrupt. The gold market doesn't recover for 12 years. He wasn't even trying to cause damage. That was just what happened when he spent money on a trip. His name is Mansa Musa, and today he's going up against Elon Musk, a man who bought a $44 billion company on a whim, launched a car into outer space just because he could, and once crashed a cryptocurrency before lunch by posting a single word. Two men, 7 centuries apart, both completely unhinged with wealth. But only one of them gets to call himself the richest human being in history. Today, we're settling it, round by round. And trust me, the answer is not what you think. Elon Musk. Right now, as you watch this, he's worth somewhere between $600 and $700 billion. The number changes every day. It moves with Tesla stock, with SpaceX deals, with whatever he decides to say publicly at 2 in the morning. If you spent $1 million every single day, it would take you almost 2,000 years to spend it all. Now, Mansa Musa. He lived in the 14th century. No stock ticker, no Forbes profile, but economists have tried to calculate what his wealth would be worth today, and the number they come back with is almost impossible to say out loud. The most serious estimates land around $400 billion, less than Elon Musk in raw numbers. But here's where it gets complicated. Because Mansa Musa didn't just own gold. He controlled roughly half of all the gold in the entire world. At a time when gold was the global economy, he was the market. He is the market. Imagine if one man owned half of all the oil on Earth, every barrel, every pipeline, the entire supply. That's the kind of structural dominance we're talking about. Not just wealth, but control over the engine that ran the world. In raw numbers, Musk wins today, but in proportional dominance over the global economy of his era, it's not even close. Winner, Elon Musk. The numbers are the numbers. $600 billion is $600 billion. But stay with us, because the next 4 rounds tell a very different story. You think the money is the crazy part? Wait until you see what each of them actually built with it.
Elon Musk doesn't run one company. He runs a portfolio that sounds like it was invented by someone with no concept of limits. Tesla, SpaceX, a private company that convinced NASA to hitch a ride. X, where presidents announce policy and markets react. Neuralink, drilling chips into human brains. XAI, going to war with Google simultaneously. One man, 5 industries, all moving at the same time. By any measure in history, that is an insane concentration of power in a single private citizen. And then there's Mansa Musa. He didn't build companies, he built a civilization. The Mali Empire was bigger than Western Europe. You could fit France, Germany, Spain, and the UK inside it and still have room. Every caravan moving goods between Africa and the Mediterranean had to cross his land and pay his taxes. But here's what separates him from just being a powerful warlord. He turned Timbuktu into the intellectual capital of the world. His university had 25,000 students. His libraries held hundreds of thousands of manuscripts. In the 14th century, when most of Europe was struggling with basic sanitation, Timbuktu had bookstores. Musk builds companies. Mansa Musa built a world. Winner? Mansa Musa. 6 cutting-edge companies is extraordinary. A sovereign empire with continental reach and a university that rivaled anything on Earth? Different category entirely. Both of these men understood something most people never learn. The real currency isn't money, it's attention. Let's see who commanded more of it. Name a private citizen, not a president, not a king, who changed the outcome of a war. Elon Musk did it. When Russia invaded Ukraine, he activated Starlink for Ukrainian forces.
Troops used it to coordinate. Drones used it to navigate. A tech billionaire's personal satellite network became a military asset in active combat. That is not a normal thing for a private person to do. And yet, Mansa Musa went to Mecca in 1324, handed out gold in Cairo for a few weeks, and left the city's economy in ruins. 12 years of recovery. The most powerful rulers in the Islamic world came to meet him, not because he conquered them, but because they needed to understand who this man was. When he returned home, European cartographers redrew their maps for the first time, putting Mali on them with an image of Musa on his throne, holding a golden orb. He didn't trend on social media. He rewrote geography. But here's the honest difference. Musk's influence is instantaneous and global. A single post reaches hundreds of millions in seconds. Musa's was seismic, but it traveled at the speed of a camel. Winner, Elon Musk. Musa's influence was legendary, but Musk can reshape opinion on every continent before dinner. That kind of reach simply didn't exist in the 14th century. Influence is one thing, but the way you spend money says everything about who you really are. Elon Musk sold his mansions, claimed to be living in a prefab house in Texas worth $40,000. He calls it minimalism. Critics call it performance. But then the jet logs come out. Flight trackers caught him taking a 9-minute flight once. The plane burned more fuel than most people use in a month to avoid a 40-minute drive. And then there's Twitter. He agreed to buy it, tried to back out, got sued, ended up paying $44 billion for something he didn't want, then spent months publicly complaining about it. That is a very specific kind of wealthy. Mansa Musa spent differently. He didn't spend on himself, he spent on the world. He brought the finest architect in the Arab world to Mali, paid him 200 pounds of gold just for the journey, then paid him to redesign entire cities. The Great Mosque of Jenne he funded is still standing today, 700 years later. UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can visit it. He crashed the Egyptian economy not through greed or recklessness, he crashed it through generosity. That is the most expensive thing anyone has ever done for good reasons. Winner? Mansa Musa. Accidentally collapsing multiple economies while donating to the poor is the most spectacular spending moment in human history. A 9-minute jet flight doesn't come close. Money fades. Companies get acquired. Empires fall. What actually survives is legacy. And this is where things get complicated. 700 years from now, what will people say about Elon Musk? If SpaceX works, if humans actually live on Mars, he'll be remembered as the man who saved the species. The person who looked at a single planet and said, "That's not enough." Future textbooks on a different world will have his name in the first chapter. The ceiling on his legacy is genuinely unlimited. But here's the thing, none of it has happened yet. It's potential. History hasn't written the verdict. Mansa Musa's verdict is already in. Before his pilgrimage, European maps showed nothing south of the Sahara but vague shapes and myths. After it, Mali was on every map on Earth. He didn't just represent his civilization, he revealed it to a world that had refused to see it. The manuscripts from his university are still being studied, still being digitized. His investment in education is producing returns 7 centuries after his death. His story was nearly erased, ignored by Western history books for hundreds of years. But the legacy was too large to erase. It kept surfacing. You're watching a video about him right now. Winner, Mansa Musa. His legacy already exists, already survived 7 centuries of being ignored, and still commands global fascination. Musk's could surpass it, but he hasn't done it yet. Final score? Mansa Musa wins 3 rounds. Elon Musk wins 2. Musk wins the numbers. Musk wins the influence. But Musa wins the empire, the spending, and the legacy.
And maybe that's the most honest result possible, because Musk is richer today in dollars, but Musa was richer in every other way that history actually remembers. Musa built cities, funded civilizations, and accidentally broke economies just by being generous. Musk is doing something Musa never could, building it alone. No empire, no inherited gold mines, just code, rockets, and a refusal to accept limits. One man was born into the most powerful empire on Earth and made it bigger. The other started with nothing and is still building. Maybe the real question was never about the money. Maybe it's this. Which one would you rather be? Leave your answer below. And if you think there's a round we got wrong, tell us why.